Alrighty, more adventures in the book of Unwritten Tales 2. I'm trying to continue game, but so we're now playing Wilbur, teaching in the mage school, and we did contact Master Marcus, and he explained to us what to do.
Come on, Wilbur, you can do it. You can inspire your students.
We have some bully students, though. Definitely.
That's better.
So what about the magic runes?
No one knows the name of the gnome that defeated Grandma. Nice try. Feet off the desk, or I'll make it bite them off. Enough with history of magic. Let's cast some spells. Fairy games. Doesn't sound bad, right?
Wrong fairies, maybe.
Impossible!
Not bad, eh? Wow! That is magic. And here you can learn how to control it. That's it for today. Tomorrow we'll do something else.
I like how the little mouse is also a student. Oh, it's her mother, isn't it? With a Dalmatian around her.
Ah! Oh, sorry, honey. Get rid of that, will you? I need a word with Mr. Weathervane. Mr. Weathervane, nice to finally meet you in person.
And you are?
How very precious. I
No,
rather
seriously.
thought it'd be wise to watch out for you, Mr. Weathervane.
Why watch out for me?
You only play the innocent little country yokel. I always knew that.
What?
Your patron, Archmage Alistair, will not win the election against me. Did you know that we're only 3 points behind him in the latest polls?
No, I wasn't aware of that. How may I help you?
Help me? Ha! One of the Archmage's top men wants to help me.
What?
You know how the game is played, don't you, Weathervane?
What game?
Things are heating up. The House of Cards is starting to collapse. I know it, and Alistair knows it too. We both lie low, waiting for the other to make a mistake. And he has made the first.
I am just as confused as Wilbur is. What? I like this sketch, though. Brain! It's a sheep. Every mage has his own sheep or something. I'm not clear on this.
I'd rather play solitaire. Or can I just watch?
Huh, well said, Weathervane.
What?
This time, there can be no spectators. Everyone is either for us or against us. This time, it's about the future of this town and the entire country.
What mistake did the Archmage make?
He hired you. A gnome with a fake diploma issued by none other than the Archmage's brother Marcus.
I earned my diploma honestly. I have passed all 3 of the exams and...
Gnomes know nothing of magic. Everyone knows that. And you've never taught before.
But Archmage Alistair believes in me.
As the head mage, he appoints the professors. But I'm the merchant council leader, and I assign the administrative posts. Headmaster Block will reveal your incompetence, and the newspapers will report on the Archmage's dubious personnel policy before the election.
I am so confused by this. I don't understand I don't understand the point, and I'm just like, why am I having this conversation? What is happening? Why?
The new headmaster. Who is he?
Horatius Block. A good man. Very correct and very strict.
If he can help this school return to its former glory, I look forward to working with him.
Former glory? This old ruin, it was already run down back in my day. And wherever it was for the last 20 years, it definitely looks like they didn't have any cleaners.
My friend, Archmage Alistair, is better suited to bring the city and the country back into shape than anyone else.
Oh, you believe that? He is a great mage. Anyone who doubts that is mad. And he was a great leader during the war, most of the time. But what we need now is someone who understands the economy.
And that's you?
I am a rich and successful merchant. I have rich and successful friends. Who could be better suited to making others rich and successful?
Alistair would step down for you if he believed that.
You know what? I actually believe you're right. Strange, isn't it? How little he worries about defending his power.
Yeah, because he's not a douchebag? Or a jerk like you? What?
You shouldn't have just shot my fairy!
Do not underestimate me, Mr. Weathervane. I am very well aware that those are not fairies. Cobolus Vergastus, flying kobolds. Don't tell me you conjured them up yourself.
Yes, I did. All 5 of them.
Amazing! Powerful magic is needed to manifest living creatures. That is why most necromancers only reanimate skeletons. Dead matter can be much more easily controlled, as of course you know. Or should know.
So I guess it's all been said, hasn't it?
Indeed. You're on a sinking ship, Weathervane, but I could still be convinced to throw you a life preserver.
I trust the Archmage.
Then, Mr. Weathervane, you shall perish with him. Here, elect Sybil Van Buren. She knows how to get it done. Come along, honey, we're leaving.
There aren't any of these in my book of fairy tales, Mama.
I know, honey. Who wants to look at something that ugly?
Can you turn him into a unicorn? Or the Cheshire Cat? Or the Frog Prince?
I'm so confused about what just happened.
I don't know who that boy was. He was a right pain in the ass. However, he seemed to understand a great deal about magic, and if I managed to teach him some manners, he could be an excellent student. Generations of students have left their mark, especially in the form of little pictures and sayings carved into wood. Here's a particularly long one. For all drifters and troublemakers, condemned to write the same sentence on the board over and over again, no problem. Cast the automation spell on the piece of chalk and it does it all the work for you. Bartholomew. Hey, aye, that's cheating. Pretty clever though. The spell carved into wood down there, I'll just write it down.
Oh, cool, we got a spell.
Oh, Chantal forgot her book. Seems to be a book of fairy tales, but one of the tackier kinds. My dad used to read me fairy tales when I was a kid. The bloodthirstiest, most cruel, creepy, proper fairy tales.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there. Chantal can take it tomorrow. This is the desk that Chantal, the daughter of the council leader, and little Timmy share.
Aww.
Hard to imagine 2 students being any more different. Chantal is only here because of its tradition in her family, and I don't think she really cares about magic or has any real talent for it. Timmy, though, well, he is eager to learn and was so excited the last few days. It's for students like him that we have to get this school back up and running.
It's Timmy from the Christmas story, right?
I don't think the Archmage even has brochures like these. No posters or town criers or plays. Either he lacks the gold or he doesn't want to conduct his election campaign in this manner. A pencil case. A ruler. Nothing special. I don't know exactly why the council leader left the brochures lying here. It was agreed that children can't vote. First they wanted to base eligibility to vote on size, which of course led to resistance among us gnomes and the dwarves. And then they said weight should be decisive. The more you weigh, the more weighty your vote.
What?
But then the trolls and ogres would have been overrepresented. In the end, they agreed on a minimum age. However, there are still arguments because rats, undead children, and other minorities can never vote.
What?
When the school disappeared 20 years ago, obviously no one looked after the animals. Expected consequences, really.
Take the fish skeleton. If you can. Oh, never mind.
I don't need the whole skeleton, but a sharp-pointed bone like this might just prove useful. It appears they wanted to replicate the fish's natural habitat as exactly as possible, including miniature treasure chests, just like the ones frequently found in the sea.
What?
Hey, some old coins. Maybe one of my predecessors had a vicious fish guard his retirement fund.
Lulz. I don't want to leave the classroom yet. Look at diagram.
Introduction to magic, sheep breeding and care, statistics. That seems to be some kind of timetable. Well, as long as I'm the only teacher, most of these subjects won't get taught. Oh, most of the plants have dried up. No one looked after them. Only this plant must have found a water source somewhere. Perhaps one of the windows has a leak. It gives you hope to know that something beautiful and peaceful has survived in this gloomy building. Ah! Ugh!
I think it just ate one of your fairies. Whoopsie.
Maybe it was always a carnivorous plant. But then again, perhaps it adapted to its new environment to survive. Don't worry, little plant. From now on, I'll take care of you. You won't have to go hungry anymore. Ugh, that's disgusting.
Don't let it eat you.
Oh, that smells like rotten eggs. Oh, like Grandad whenever he's eating bean soup.
Come on.
I'm gonna hold my nose. That gas smells like, well, you know, gas.
Okay. I guess we can use that for something. Some point.
Luckily, that stinky cloud of gas is short-lived and quickly vanishes.
Oh, it does. Okay. Cool. Alright. Look at oven.
The last time a fire burned in this was before the school disappeared 20 years ago. And even if I could, I shouldn't start a fire in it anyway. The flue was broken, and the smoke would fill the entire classroom.
Look in the oven.
A little ash, but also some unburned waste. Here's a sheet of paper. Another book page. Or, more precisely, another folded sheet of paper upon which 4 pages have been printed. When I look at the page numbers on the first sheet and on this sheet, it seems there are at least 5 sheets missing.
What?
Looks like someone wanted to start a fire and burn the book pages. Lucky for me, they failed.
Okay, look at
The
chemistry
mixing
area.
of potions is an important part of magic. It's a bit like cooking, except a stew doesn't kill you if you add the wrong ingredient. Or if it's stirred wrong. No? With a little luck, I can get through the day without causing an explosion.
Meh, you're a dwarf. You're supposed to cause... Or, gnome, sorry, you're a gnome. You're supposed to cause explosions.
The little fellas look like they've got nothing but mischief in mind. I hope they don't get into too much trouble. I suspect that some sort of strange magical creatures were kept in the cages. Students, for example.
Strange magical creatures.
They're ugly, but I summoned them. Therefore, there is a special bond between us.
Are you sure? Yep. All the special bonds. Ooh, apple.
Teachers are traditionally paid in apples. I got this one myself, because I didn't want to spend my first day without an apple.
Okay.
I wanted to ask the Archmage whether good teachers can expect any other form of payment than apples. But when he showed me the beautiful contract with the seal and all that, it just didn't seem to be the right time to talk about gold.
Paid in apples. Mm-hmm.
This book looks very old and important. Half the class had runny noses. Most were recaptured. This is the roll book where the teacher writes down any unusual events.
Read it. Read it.
+5 points for defeating a troll. -50 for leaving your dorm at night. Well, maybe young Harry is right. That seems a little unbalanced. Whoa. School must have been more competitive back then. The book is too thick to read without looking for anything in particular.
Aww. Look at the table.
Ooh, crazy drawings and symbols. That must be really high magic. Only the wisest mages can understand all that.
Yep. Apparatus.
Unusual. This device looks more like ordinary engineering than it does magic. Most magical devices have lots of golden parts, elaborate decorations, and bells and whistles, just the way the mages like them. This one could easily come from a gnome workshop.
Maybe it
What
does.
it say? The apparatus that corrupted student Allardyce. A warning to those who do not want to accept the limits of magic. It seems a student by the name of Allardyce made this apparatus and it brought him grief.
Oh, we can look.
I don't know why. Compared to the things lying around back home in Gnome Hole, this apparatus doesn't look particularly dangerous. What does it say? The apparatus...
Okay, we can look for him in the rule book, maybe. Allardyce.
Maybe I can find something in the roll book about this Allardyce mentioned in the note on the apparatus.
Exactly. Come on, Wilbur.
Here. Despite repeated warnings, young Allardyce continued his experiments on his fire maker. To my great regret, I must say that the device works. He demonstrated it to the staff. We had to have him committed to the asylum in Arkhamstone because of his delusions and insubordination.
Really?
A wizard who invents a fire maker and then committed to an insane asylum by other wizards. I guess they didn't understand his new kind of magic back in their time, or they figured their monopoly was in danger. For a long time, wizards were the only ones allowed to make fire.
Oh, does this sound like the real world?
A fire spell. That's all it takes to set everything here ablaze. All things considered, maybe it's not so bad that I don't know the fire spell.
Yes, I think it's not very bad that you don't know the fire spell.
Maybe I'll find another entry on Allardyce.
I hope so.
Yes, here, bit earlier. Today I made a disturbing discovery. Young Allardyce, very gifted but also nonconformist, was making drawings of an apparatus. This apparatus could start a fire without magic. Of course, I took the paper away from him and showed it to the headmaster. He ordered 2 weeks of detention in the dungeon and added the drawing to the offender's file.
Really? So basically, you're not allowed to be your own person or think outside the box. Yeah, this sounds like parts of the real world.
Talented mage invents a fire maker and is locked up for it. The machine remains on display as a warning. Pretty steep, but it fits with the stories about mages in earlier times. They were the only ones allowed to start fires. It was against the law for normal people. If the fire in a house went out, they had to call a mage, and of course, he charged for his work. They used to say, the faster the coin falls through the slot, the faster the wand makes the stove grow hot. Nowadays, everyone makes their own fire.
Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Pretty sure the real world is just as ridiculous.
According to the register, this is supposed to be a fire maker. But nowadays, we just buy matches. But in Allardyce's time, I guess mages still play hardball defending their firelighting monopoly.
Use it!
Maybe the fire maker used to work once. It certainly doesn't right now.
What? We have a sharp fishbone, we have some more coins, we have colorful campaign brochure, Fairy spell, loose pages, nibbled notepad. See what we have here. Okay. I don't know exactly what we want to be doing, but I guess we'll walk out of the classroom. Leave the classroom.
Archmage! Remy!
If it isn't our newest professor. How was your first class, Wilbur?
I don't know. At first it didn't go so well. I wasn't properly prepared.
And then?
Then I asked your brother what I should do, and he advised me to do some magic. So I conjured up some kobolds, and I think the students liked it.
Ah, well done. That's the right thing to do. You've already pretty much won the battle, Wilbur. Once they want to learn, they will.
Remy is the mouse down here.
The council chairman was here. She picked up her daughter from my class.
Ah, terrible person.
Yep.
She has great influence, and she has friends in high places.
She could also use her influence to do good, too. So why is she trying to bring you down?
She believes that that would be a good thing, Wilbur. Almost no one wants to do evil. There are just very different views on what is evil and what is good.
True.
What brings you to the school?
I wanted to pay Horatius Bloch, the new headmaster, a first visit and see how the school's doing.
That's very nice of you. But don't you have more important things to do?
Well, it's my old school. I once walked these halls as a child myself.
What the Archmage doesn't want to tell you is that something is wrong here. For a few days he has sensed the presence of something evil.
What do you mean you sense something evil?
Everything we do and think leaves a trace. You know how you sometimes shudder when you enter a place where great evil has been done? Dark magic leaves a particularly strong trace, like a bad smell.
And it smells like dark magic around here?
I first felt it a few days ago. First in the lower town, then in the upper town, and now here at the school.
Where did it come from? I mean, do you know who's responsible?
I don't. The trace dissipates. There is too much wild magic in the air here at the school.
We must keep our eyes open at all times. Good detective work will serve us better in this case than some hocus pocus.
So what's he like, the new headmaster?
He's no mage, that's for certain.
He is an agent of the council leader.
First and foremost, he is a reliable official with principles, Remy. The council leader of the merchants did appoint him, and he may advocate her policies. Yet I do not believe he will conspire against us. He is stern, but upright.
Did you see the way he looked at me? Like I was vermin. No, I tell you. The council leader has hired him for one reason and one reason only. He is supposed to make life difficult for our Wilbur here.
Am I being set up to fail so they can put the blame on you, Archmage?
Ah, if that's their plan, then they have already lost.
How's the campaign coming along? I hope we're winning.
We're still in the lead.
But our margin is shrinking. Van Buren's bigwig cronies are throwing tons of gold into her election campaign.
How are things in the town? Have things calmed down?
Not really. The barricades are getting higher and the camp is getting larger.
People are getting impatient, and who could blame them? The war is over, yet everyone is doing worse and worse.
But you're doing your best, Archmage.
It takes time, Wilbur. The deeper the wounds, the longer they need to heal. And nothing causes deeper wounds than war.
We must deliver results. Most still trust Alistair, but the mood could swing. Then we would not only lose the election, we would have a riot on our hands.
I think I'll go see the headmaster. Goodbye, Archmage. Bye, Remy.
Goodbye, Wilbur. Don't let them intimidate you.
I'll do my best, and I won't give up.
I know.
You go on ahead, I'll be along in a minute.
Okay.
I want to talk to you in private, Wilbur. There are problems.
That bit about dark magic all over the city does not sound good.
It's not just that. I think the Archmage's life is in danger.
What?
There was an attack, or there may have been one. Alistair and Sissy was a coincidence, but how often do heavy gargoyles just break off the mage tower when he is standing below them? I have assigned as many rats as I can spare to guard him, but you must also keep your eyes open, Wilbur.
Me?
Not only is something going on in the city, something is happening in the school too. We need information. We need to find out who is behind all this.
I hear Alistair's finally appointed you head of the Secret Service. From King of Thieves to High Public Office, eh?
Absolutely. Made quite a stir. It is the first time a rat has ever officially held an official government position. More than a few are of the opinion that with so many humans out of work, rats should not receive any jobs at all.
But nobody knows the city like you rats do. You really helped me out during my last adventure. You brought me potion ingredients and my fantastic magic wand.
And you saved Timmy and my entire clan from starvation. We'll never forget that, Wilbur Weathervane.
Timmy was a great help during my first lesson this morning.
Yes, he has done well. He absolutely wants to be a mage, just like his role model.
Just like the Archmage.
No, just like the hero of the Black Tower. For Timmy and many others, you are one of the heroes who ended the war.
Oh, me? Then it's best I talk to the headmaster and ask him what I should do for him.
Whatever it is, just do it and act inconspicuous. But keep your eyes open for anything unusual while you do so. Well, things that look unusual even in an enchanted mage school.
Got it.
Why don't we meet down at the inn after work? Then we can exchange news.
Oh, I just hope Headmaster Block doesn't keep me busy all night.
Oh, you'll be fine. You defeated the Shadow Army, never forget that.
Yeah, little rat door.
Yeah, just... back then I wasn't alone.
Exactly. He didn't do it alone.
The school's not in the best condition. The worst of the rubbish has been disposed of, but it will still take weeks before everything is clean and tidy. Wow, this isn't dust and dirt. It's like the funk of 40,000 years. It's rock hard. As if thousands of feet have trampled it into the floor. Even though no one's been here for 20 years. Or at least as far as I know. The school's not in the best condition. The worst of the rubbish...
Well, we don't know where the school has been for those 20 years. So, yeah. Could have done anything, really.
When I first arrived at the school a few days ago, I got a real fright when I first saw it. I mean, I knew about armor from books, but if you imagine that there's a real person inside, and has been for decades, ew. That's silly. Whoever's in the armor would have died a long time ago. Unless it's a ghost. Maybe the tapestry shows who the knights served. I don't know much about these things, unfortunately. We didn't have knights in the White Ridge Mountains. Probably they sank in the snow. The tapestry's in a miserable condition, like everything here. The colours are faded and... Hey, there's even a loose thread.
Don't touch it. Don't, no, Wilbur, no, no.
The tapestry seems to be magic.
Oh.
At first the thread was very short, but now it's at least 4 paces long. I'll rip it off and take it with me. You can never have enough magic thread.
I thought he was gonna rip the entire thing to pieces. Go to the staff room, go to the classroom, okay.
A lever. No idea what it does.
Pull it.
A lever.
Pull it, obviously. Oh! Window! Use the lever.
And bye!
Windows! Yay, windows!
The school looked terrible when it reappeared. It took days before we could move freely on the ground floor. Don't even want to think about upstairs. I'd love to know what's on the upper floors, but it's far too dangerous. A magical building that's been left on its own for 2 decades has magic seeping through the walls. Could be lethal.
Sounds like something for Harry Potter.
The school's not in the best condition, but at least there's a public mage school in Seastone again. And now we will gradually reclaim the building, and I will help train a new generation of mages. We will tidy the classrooms, we will tidy the halls, we will tidy the stairwells. We will never surrender.
Okay. Kobold.
When you summon creatures, I've read that you don't really create them. You just call them from somewhere else. I don't know where the kobolds came from, but they don't give me the impression they want to go back there soon. If I was as big as a troll, I could maybe reach it. If?
Alright, well, we opened some windows. I guess that's cool. Sheet of paper. Hello.
What's this? Another book page. I'll take it with me.
Okay. Oh, boards. Hello.
We carried loads of rubbish out of the school. I guess we must have overseen those. I'll take them with me. Done is done.
Yay! Boards should be good, right? Oh, there's a kobold up there too. Okay. Cool. And we can leave the school, but we don't want to do that right now. Oh, oops, I want to do this. Alright, so that was more of Wilbur and story and stuff, and we'll see what happens in the next episode when we, I don't know, leave the school maybe, or, you know, meet the headmaster, or whatever happens. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.